Okay, today I'm going to fix a TCL smart TV issue. This is a common issue for this model. I have repaired TVs before, so uh, I'm not sure whether this is the exact issue, but it seems the same issue. I will show you how to fix this issue by doing a trick. So actually what happened if I turn on the TV. Yes, it turns on. It's loading the TV. Okay, now it doesn't matter whether you are watching TV channels or internet content. I'm using YouTube videos. Okay, see, this is the issue. Now you can see the screen is blinking. I will play a video. This video. Okay, you see, the screen is flickering. So if you closely look at, you can see the screen is completely black when it turn off. See, there's no backlight running. So if you go in back side, you can see the backlight is turning off and turning on periodically. So this is not a video relevant issue. So the video is working, but for some reason the backlight is blinking.
Over health fears. Canberra says its support of the drug is clear, absolute and unequivocal.
So now I switch into TV channels. See, the issue is still there. So it seems this is a backlight relevant issue, so I will show you how to fix this issue by doing a small modification in the LED backlight driver circuit. This is the TV model. It is 50-inch TV L50S 4700FS. So I'm going to remove the back cover. So now you can see when I turn on the TV, You can see the backlight is turning off and on. If I turn off the light, now you can see it clearly.
The boys who died here on a cold and overcast Monday afternoon almost 3 years ago.
The backlight is
now their families are anxious
turning off and
to find out
turn on.
exactly what happened.
It's very important that I know the truth on the situation. Very important.
Okay, the root cause of this issue is actually this TV is around 5-6 years old now, and the LED backlight are getting more current, high current than expected, because the LEDs are weak now, so they are not efficient now, so they are getting more current. So what happened in this LED driver circuit, actually the LED driver circuit is intelligent to control the current, and it will detect the high current, and it will try to reduce the current and control the current and maintain the current and run the LEDs with the rated current. But the problem is in this special TCL power supply, you can see there are two heat sink here. There are two ICs which control 4 LED strip. So they have heat sink. That means they are getting hot when running. So what happened when the backlight getting high current, this ICs will get hot than expected. So that is why now you can see the backlight is unstable. That circuit is unstable. It's time to time on and off, and it can't control the current correctly. So that is the issue. Actually it's trying to control the current but unstable because of the high current and the heat. So actually, as I think this is a issue of this LED driver circuit design. It's a bad design because it detects the high current, but it does not turn off the LED driver completely. It switching the circuit on and off time to time, so it is unstable. So I found two different ways to fix that issue. One is make a modification in the current sensing circuit to reduce the current and make stable the circuit. It will reduce the heat emitting through the ICs, and at the same time it will reduce the current also. So that method can make the circuit stable. Other method is without changing the current sensing circuit, just increase the size of the heat sink. It also fixes the issue. I have experience in the past by changing the heat sink's size. It will fix the issue. So it will allow ICs to cool down properly. Then the current controlling circuit works as expected, and the ICs are running in low temperature, and the whole circuit is stable. So I will show you how to do the modification to reduce the current and reduce the heat emitting through this LED driver ICs. I'm going to turn off the TV from the main switch and completely removing the cable and pressing and hold the power button to make sure to discharge all the current in the main board. It is safe. Then one more step, this smoothing capacitors has a high voltage storage, so I'm going to discharge that current using the screwdriver before touching this circuit. It is dangerous to touch this circuit without discharging this capacitor. And here also there are some high voltage capacitors which use in the LED driver circuit. I'm going to discharge that as well, but I have to remove the board to discharge these capacitors. This one I'm going to discharge by touching the short circuit them. Okay, see, it's discharge. Don't short circuit and hold, keep the short circuiting the pins. It is not good for the capacitor. Capacitor will damage if you short circuit and hold, keep holding the short circuit. Just quickly do a short circuit and remove. That is the better way. I think this will discharge both of them because both are connected parallelly. So it's discharged. Now it is safe to remove this power. So first of all, remove this cable and unscrew this screws to remove that. Okay, now you need to identify the current sensing circuit in the LED driver. So this is the LED driver section. So in here you can see this MOSFET. So this is the switch for the LED output. So based on the current going through this LED output, it goes through this MOSFET. So in here you can see series of resistors 1 2 3 4, and here you can see a Zener diode. Is a DIMM in the Zener diode. So the voltage between these pins, between the resistor, is detected by this LED driver IC, the controller. So based on the current going through the LED driver output, that means based on the current going through this MOSFET, actually that current goes through this series of the resistor and going to the ground pin. So if we change this resistor value, if we increase this resistor, the voltage between these pins, that means by reference to the ground pin, the voltage here is changed. If we change this resistor, for example, if we remove one of these resistor, the effective resistor between these pin is increase, because we is removing a parallel resistor. So the resistance will be increased and the voltage between these pin will be high. So that voltage is detected by this IC and it will see that as increase in the current through the LED. So that controller will try to reduce the current. So that is the way it works. So what we are going to do, just removing one or two resistor here to increase the resistance here, and controlling the current through the LED driver output. So that change will stabilize the circuit and start working as normal. But actually what we did, we providing a wrong voltage to the current sensor circuit here to do the correction which we see in the backlight LED. So actually backlight LED is getting more current now because they are weak now. So without changing the backlight LEDs, we are going to fix the issue by changing this current sensing circuit. So I'm going to remove one of resistor here. If that doesn't work, I'm going to remove two of resistors here. That will fix the issue. Let's see what happened. Before you make that change, actually you need to understand what we are going to do here. Don't misunderstand the explanation. Actually the current controlling circuit is currently working, but it has huge load. It has to control a huge range of current. The current change in the LED backlight is a very high value at the moment. So that is why the current controlling ICs are getting more hot and unstable. If not, the current controlling circuit is actually working. So what we are going to do here, ask that circuit to current controller circuit to control low level of current. So that can make huge difference in the heat emission in the ICs. So and still it is able to control the current but low level. So that is the change we are going to do. So the circuit will operate in low current and low heat. So the result is the screen brightness will reduce little bit. I think that is not a problem, but we can stop the flickering, the circuit unstable issue. So that is the thing we are going to do. So if that doesn't fix, we need to increase the size of the heat sink. So if we increase the heat sink size, it again allow to IC to cool down properly. So that also fix the issue. I will show you that later. So I'm going to remove the first resistor here. So I removed this resistor, but I don't want to lose it, so I'm going to solder one side of the resistor into the circuit, so we can keep the resistor there, but there's no connectivity. see, now I removed the resistor here, so there is no connection between these, but I connected one side of the resistor here. Now I can keep the resistor here, but there's no connection. If in some case, if someone need to replace the backlight LEDs with new LEDs, we need to solder this resistor back. That is why I am keeping the resistor here, but there's no connectivity. So now this in the circuit there are 3 resistors. Let's see what happened now. I'm going to connect the power supply into the main board and the backlight, and going to turn on the TV. Okay, and now connect the LED cable here and the power connector to the main board. Okay, now connect the main power cable. Now I'm going to turn on the TV. See, the backlight is turned on. See what happened. Now the backlight brightness is little bit low because we control the current, and now the current going through the LED backlight is a little bit low.
Then it won't change. We need to change this behaviour, and we need men to stand with us to do that, because I just need to say it's not about demonising our men, and particularly our black men out there, who we know there's a lot of good black men out there. It's not about demonising our men. It's about standing with us brothers and uncles and calling this out,
See,
not letting it go. We know that
still we don't see the issue. How the backlight is working.
But I'm not going to stay silent.
If I
and we need to encourage other women
look
to stand
at
up,
the
and men need to
screen,
stand up and back us in this call.
Yeah, some great words, Senator, and I agree. It's time and to stand.
yes, the TV signal is weak,
Thanks for your
but
time tonight, Senator Thorpe. And we
see,
look forward to having you on the show throughout the year.
the TV is working now.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Well, it's time for a break on the point, and when we return,
So the issue is fixed.
meet the Federal Environment Minister.
Let's see what happened in next 1-2 minutes. Because when heating up the bad LEDs, it again increase the current, so maybe we need to remove one more resistor to reduce the current further. So let's wait another 1 minute.
If you're serious about inclusion training for your business, visit inclusion-program.com.au.
I think we fixed the issue.
Time savers are able to fight the angry surf to save those in danger.
Put Australia in the lead
the TV signal is weak, so
Inside the Orient Express, day 7:30 on SBS and on demand.
I'm going to adjust the antenna a little bit to get good TV receptions. Okay.
Hunter, who joins us now from Perth.
I have a very small antenna, so it is not good to get good signals. Okay, I will move the antenna here. Okay. I will change the channel.
And I'm sure you are dealing a lot. The relation.
What happens to those
See now,
staff that are on
the TV is working for 6 minutes. So the backlight is working without any issue. That means that tricks works. So now let's see the screen. See,
Yeah, obviously the end of JobKeeper is certainly a financial hit, and
the TV is working without the backlight issue. So we fixed the issue. So we were able to fix the issue by just removing the one resistor. You don't want to replace the backlight. So this is a common issue I see in this model. Actually, I fixed a few more TVs previously which has the same issue and the same power supply unit. So by changing that resistor, it will fix the issue. But if the issue still exists when you're running the TV for a long time, you need to increase the heat sink size. Actually, or most of the TVs I repaired, I increased the heat sink size, because that is a bad design of this power supply and this the TCL series. So if you get the same type of issue with this same type of the power supply, just try remove that resistor, and if the issue still exists, especially when running few hours, that is the solution. You need to increase the heat sink size by adding extra piece of metal plate. I will show you one of the TV I modified the heat sink to fix the issue. It works for many months without any issues now. So this is the way you can increase the heatsink size. I soldered a plate here, the metal plate. Now it increased the size of the heatsink, and it allowed to cool down quickly. So this one also I added a metal plate. Just add more solder the lead to increase the heatsink size, and proper connection. See it here. So if you found a TCL TV, especially with this power supply, actually this is the power supply. So, and if you unable to fix the backlight flickering issue by repairing the backlight LEDs, this is the solution. You can remove that resistor to reduce the current, and you can increase the heatsink size like this, so it will fix the issue. These are the sample model numbers which has this issue: L50S4700FS series, and this series it is LE3800FS series. Both has the same power supply, and this backlight flickering issue is common for these series.